welcome to session 9 of Shadows in Arbor. Yes?
I have an immediate question, and I don't know if it's relevant or if it's an outside of world question. But that's been Shadows Under, and Shadows in Arbor on the recordings. Is that deliberate?
Partially not.
Okay, cool.
Okay, because
I was listening back this morning, and
I heard Shadows Over before.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this morning. It's like, there has been change, and that has to mean something here. Continue.
Go. So again, welcome to Shadows. Whatever it is.
Shadows.
Preposition Arbor. We find ourselves and the party of the Arbors of Memory as they are at the precipice of the Gilded Cage. But before that, we see a week ago, probably about a week ago, a young Master Raylan moving through the twigs with a look on his eyes of a man who knows where he's going, where he's headed. Does Raylan have the look of somebody who... Does he look like a child going home to a place of love and care, or back to a place he knows he needs to get to retrieve something, but doesn't want to go to? Like, I'm trying to judge the relationship there.
Doesn't want to go to.
Sure. Cool. So, I imagine your pace is slowed. You take meandering, not direct routes, but eventually you arrive at the building of your... I guess she would still be your current teacher in most respects. And you open the door, and you find her, and for everyone else, and for the camera, I guess, this is the person that he is kind of greeted by. She wears... she's quite thin, but older in the face, but very athletic as well. Wears a brightly colored tie and a kind of odd top hat. She wears more masculine clothes than feminine, and yet still has this kind of look of femininity and grace about her.
To clarify something for a second.
Sure.
I thought you meant a slightly different place.
Oh.
So this is a place, the emotion that you're seeing on him is this is a place of utility.
Okay. Cool. Because I assume this is who you would get your cloak from. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, hello, sweetie. Welcome. Business or pleasure today?"
Business.
Very well. How have you been? Let's start with my favorite pleasure. Then we'll move to your business.
I've been okay.
You've been okay?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable state to be in.
It is. It's perfectly fine and reasonable for a man in your predicament, I should say. Any flashes or memories or thoughts that you've found along your journey that you have discovered? Perhaps.
Not the ones you're alluding to, at least.
Oh, a shame. Oh well.
They'll be there. They'll come back.
They'll come back, eventually, maybe. It's not like you dropped out of the sky or anything. You're a person. You must be. Pokes you.
I feel like a person today.
You feel like not everyone does every day. Some people...
I know, right?
Some people feel like trains, and some days. And sometimes that's alright. But you had business. What's your business? And she sniffs the air for a second. What's that? Something... A memory. What do you have in
You
your...
don't want to know about that. No.
No. I'm your teacher, not the other way around. You don't get to hide things from me.
You always hide things from the teacher.
Oh, that's true. I did hide things from my teacher. That's a bit hypocritical. Right, you don't have to tell me. But I do know a lot of things. Promise. I've been around a while. Promise. She's right. She's right.
You always think she's right.
And I like that bird. I've always liked that bird.
Last week he wanted to breathe fire. Can you make that happen?
Oh, of course you can. Of course. Breathe fire. Easy. Easy. You sure?
No, I'm good.
Always ask permission, consent. Like I taught you.
Mm-hmm.
Promises must be kept.
This is who I saw, and I very specifically won't show her the memoria. I'll use minor illusion to show her a face.
Do you show... Who do you show?
The woman's face.
The woman's face. You don't show your own.
I wasn't in that to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Ooh, curious. Dark-skinned. Rare in this city.
Seems important.
She looks at it. Give me an insight check.
Not good.
I will say everyone starts with inspiration. So if you want to use it now, you can.
No, I want it for this bullshit. That's a 10 on insight.
10 on insight. She is inscrutable as always.
Yeah.
You never have been able to figure out exactly what she's talking about. But I think even with that, there is a sense that she's always holding something back. So it's very possible she is definitely... There's something she's seen. She goes, interesting. Do you know anything about her? Anything you've researched, maybe? Taken time? Or have you been spending too much time... She like sniffs the area. Finding magic for yourself.
I've only found a little bit of magic.
Alright, I agree. A little bit. But it has made you significantly stinkier. In a very particular way.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
You
came for business.
Have we satisfied your portion of this meeting?
No, well, maybe. You show me the thing. You haven't shown me the actual thing.
What's the difference?
Well, there are things that I've seen and have experienced and known and been around for that would make a very big difference, don't you think? That if I saw the actual genuine article, I might be able to help you with. I am your teacher after all, and I did find you in that pile of rubble. She smiles ever so sweetly in the way that a grandmother who knows she's about to get what she wants can do.
Tell you what. We find the thing I'm looking for, then I will show you.
Oh, you have another thing you're going to do? Yeah. Oh, yes, the thing, the business.
My business.
Yes, what do you want?
My cloak. My travelling cloak. The one that keeps me out of danger.
That one. Oh, I know where it is. Yes. I'll get it for you. Pops it and turns around, and you now kind of like are more aware of the surroundings. And you spent a lot of time here, and it is an eclectic, filled, hoarder's nest of things. And maybe that's why you kind of went here knowing she would be here, because finding something in this mess without her is nigh on impossible. Yeah. So she goes through some piles, stirs some things around. If I were to cast her as a person, it's the person who plays River Song. She has that kind of same kind of energy. Very like, I know where everything of my things is, and I just need to get it out of the way to get to the... and pulls a cloak through. Dust billows everywhere. Alright. There you are. One. You promised.
I hold up my word.
Good. The cloak. And now the... Come on. Let me see. Break a promise.
Yeah, right. Fine.
And it's good. She looks at it for a second. Who gave this to you? This is one of yours.
Someone's messed with it. But it still reads like a Memoria.
Oh, it does. Interesting. I've seen one of these in a very long time. Well, let's play it, shall we? And it begins to play and plays out the same scene as before. Exactly as before. There's no changes to it of any kind, and she is watching this thing like a predator. Then she sees your face. I see. Interesting. Now, when you said you had...
What I look like, this does not give you any more information.
It doesn't, but it does give me context.
Context is not important, right?
Oh, no. Context is important. The person there and the person there know each other. Do you see the look in your eyes there? And you see the look in her eyes there? They don't just know each other. They know each other, dear.
Huh?
When I found you, you were of age, right? I didn't
Yeah,
need to explain the... Oh, right. I'm okay, just checking. Yeah, I didn't...
I'm just not getting those vibes.
You're not getting those... Okay, all right, fine.
Raylan very clearly in denial.
So, you gave me something, and I said I would help you. I will help you. The woman there, she's not a whispered one, not exactly. She's not like us. But she does... operate in the same circles, I guess it would be the best.
What does that mean?
The problem is there's only so much information I can give you that would actually be helpful to you. If I told you, dear, you would just go running off to try and meet her, and you're not quite ready yet. Especially to get where she is. I think, though, yep, I know, if you carry on your current path, you'll get to her eventually. For sure, 100%. No doubt in my mind, you will get there.
When?
A month or two.
I need some more information. I heard from a wise person that context is important.
Thank you for agreeing that my wisdom is valid. You're right. Context is important. And her eyes go very dark for a minute, and the room goes very dark. And there is a moment of quiet. And before you were hearing things like the sounds of wind chimes, the soft movement of water across a pot as it leaked out of a faucet. And now all that is gone. And it is quiet in here. And you hear the path you have been set on has been set on by forces greater than you or I. It is one you cannot escape or deny. But it will lead to great revelations and truths for you and all. So just stay on it.
At least tell me this. Can she be trusted?
Oh, implicitly. Without, to you specifically, and you alone, without question. That person there. And the Memoria, you realize it's just kind of stopped and hovered there. You don't know if she's done it or the Memoria has, but the woman is there, and this dark-skinned, very beautiful woman is just kind of looking back at this image that is you but not you. And she, to you, and you alone, that woman can be trusted beyond all measure. She would move the world for you if she could. What her limitations and powers may be are outside the scope of this conversation. But when you meet her, and you will, it will happen. I have no great doubt beyond that. I have seen it in the streets and the cobblestones and the sounds below. Come and see me then, after you have met her. And you will begin to understand. Maybe. Probably. She will be kind to you.
Many people are kind. Does not mean that they have your best interests at heart.
She does. More than any other person in any world. Trust me on this. If nothing else. Now, you have your cloak. You've done your business. We've done our personal. And I am very busy. I have people to see and weddings to perform and ancient demons to kill. I don't remember which order those are in, so I may end up in the wrong place at the right time. Or the other way around. Whatever. It
As long
doesn't
as you
matter.
don't confuse the two.
Yeah, I need to make sure I bring the demon killing kit to one.
Don't marry the demon and don't kill the bride.
Well, that might kill the demon. I don't know. We'll find out. Everything will work out the way it's supposed to. The narrow streets will always be here, and they will always be narrow and difficult for people who don't know the way to find their way, and for those who know the way to find where they need to be.
Okay.
My apprentice. They'll be your streets eventually. I think. Probably. We'll see.
I have a pub, and that's enough for now.
The Witch of the Pub doesn't have the same ring to it as the Witch of the Narrow Streets.
Atmospheres are much better, though.
Well, free booze does have its advantages. Do you need anything else, dear?
I'm good. I'm sure he'll tell you if not.
Probably. Maybe. Doesn't always speak very clearly. But have a good day. And enjoy wherever you end up next. You probably will.
I don't know at this point, do I?
No. But she might.
Yeah.
You've always got the feeling with her that she has known where you're going before you get there. And it may have something to do with the fact that she's always said, I know the steps that every person takes upon the cobblestones of the Narrows. And you've travelled the Narrows a long time.
Wait.
Yeah. All right.
Can I trust the arbiters?
Ooh.
Because they said they also don't have a lead.
You can trust your three...
There's a massive question of numbers earlier.
With him, yes. There is a complicated thing with him. I hope you'll be able to resolve that. That's part of the reason you're there. Not all. He needs to deal with his own problems as well. And there is the matter of it. But you're all working towards the same goal, broadly speaking.
Yes, but those ones I can get a vibe with. The arbiters themselves, they've promised me
Oh, them. Yes.
something.
They are your friends. Allies is a better word in this context. They are your allies. They will not betray you, so long as you do not betray them. But I do not think you can trust them. They will withhold information from you if they deem it either unsafe or unnecessary for you to know. And they are powerful.
Just like you then.
Oh, yeah, very similar. There is a context there.
There's some information holding on.
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Of course. There has to be.
There doesn't. You just give me the information and...
I could. The problem is that there are some things that you can know, and there are some things that if you were to know, it might break you a little, or hurt you. You are like a child, in many ways, to me. And there are many things that I do not know that I don't wish to know. And if I were to know them, I would no longer be the person I am. I would no longer be the Witch of the Narrows, and I would cease to be as the Witch of the Narrows. I would be something else entirely. And I don't think I would want to be that. Right now, anyways. I prefer being who I am as I am. So, for now, live in ignorance because ignorance is bliss.
It's really not.
Well, if you don't know anything...
But I know I don't know something.
That...
It's not ignorance.
That's not ignorance anymore. Would you like a memory spell?
No, fuck no.
Very well, then.
You know I don't like those.
No, they are rather cruel to you, one of your disposition. Unfortunately. Or situation. Situation. is a better word. Yes, situation, not disposition. Anyways. You asked the question, can I trust them? No. But you can live with them, and they will not harm you.
That'll have to do.
They will have to do, for now at least.
Pleasure as always.
Of course. You're welcome anytime. I do have tea somewhere. Oh, yes, I'll find it in a minute.
No, thank you.
Very well. Toodles.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And you leave. And the flashback ends, and we find yourself kind of adjusting your cloak back at the entrance to the Gilded Cage, standing before Alabaster and the Eye.
Your secret.
So, I should say, there is a big desk between you and her, and a not a cage, so to speak, but she's kind of far enough back that you would be like grasping onto the edge of the desk to get to her.
Yeah, like I am either trying and succeeding or trying and failing to jump over a counter bigger than I am. And
Yeah, effectively.
I'm a wizard, so
It's just like,
yeah.
maybe you're like hanging on one side of the desk as you try and get over the edge. Did you want to do your flashback before I continue?
No, we can have the chat later. It's not important, and I'm way more excited about resolving this.
Sure, you can do that. In that case, I will open up this one. This one. This one. Cool. So, let us return to the Gilded Cage and where we were.
Can I say that was enchanting? Thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I especially love the cameo from everyone's favourite bird.
He exists to do certain things.
He exists to be awesome, that's what he does.
Kick ass, take names.
No, he doesn't exist to do that, sadly.
Take ass, take names.
So as Pupil reaches over the top of this thing and kind of goes forward, Alabaster moves in between, says, "Sir, I please remove your..." Looks down at you for a second. "Your artifacts from the desk, if you would. They are allowed within the walls of the Gilded Cage, of course, but we need to make sure that our employees are safe. So please, I would ask you," and looks down at Pupil, "move back, and she will answer your question when she is available and ready to do so."
I think, yeah, it will completely ignore everything up to the point of the question will be answered.
The question will be answered.
And yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, go.
Okay. So you kind of like slowly slink back. Or maybe you stay there.
I think it's probably that. It's like freezing in place rather than...
Sees that you're no longer moving and no longer a threat. Very well. He can stay there, and that is perfectly okay. Now, I am of the understanding that you are here to do investigations for our problem. May I inquire, are you here as well to partake in the Gilded Cage's offerings, or simply to investigate?
Query, what are the offerings of the Gilded Cage?
Many and varied, depending upon your proclivities, desires, and particular wants.
Well, I suppose it would depend on the cost, of course, and
Well,
and the time, because obviously
so
this is...
to understand the cost here, I will now elucidate all of you. And Alabaster's eyes flash the color of gold for a moment, and he regards everyone present for a second. Anyone who wants to can make me an Arcana check.
$19.
6.
Worse.
You have detect magic up, or do you have detect thoughts up? Can you have both of them? I guess you can. No, you have to concentrate.
You have to concentrate on one at a time. 23 either way. Currently, I've got detect magic up.
Detect magic. He flashed magic. It was divination. 23 is enough. You got 20.
5.
Oh, 5. Never mind. I thought I heard another 20, and I was like,
No, I said worse.
okay.
Mike said 6, I said worse.
Okay. 23. The magic he is invoking is specifically demonic. With a 23, and you get that bit. The specific magic he invokes is a creature. It's tied to a creature you've seen before.
In the pub?
In the pub.
Mammon?
Mammon, yes. You think there's like a causal link there. A demon of greed, a demon of... a devil, more specifically. A devil of greed, a devil of money, power. And he goes, Alabaster, stop. Apologies, I should not have done so. Your time here is gratis. But if you were curious about the prices here, he directs you to this pricing.
1 hour. Query. What does the hour signify?
An hour of time spent in Gilt Cage. Of course.
Query. What do the percentages signify?
A percentage of your income.
Money or
How much money you make on a daily basis. It's calculated by the great devil Mammon.
Query. For what proportion of time are these percentages calculated?
1 hour will cost you, I can't read my own.
1.2%.
1.2% of your current income of a month.
That's, yeah.
A month wages.
and
Is that just to be in this building?
Be in the cage, and all services once inside the cage are at your disposal. Whatever they might be.
But we're here, as you said.
You may be here as long as you wish. You are performing services for the Gilded Cage, though you may partake in our services if you wish, as part of the agreement that was reached between your arbiter and our maven.
Query. What was the nature of your relationship to the Maven?
He was my employer. I will miss him greatly.
15 insight.
I'll get on that.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, this is a murder mystery. Someone's
Somebody does something. Yeah.
16.
24.
Nice.
There are few individuals that can protect people like me and the Eye. And so I owe the Maven an eternal gratitude. And he is 100% honest. He is absolutely loyal to the Maven.
Information. It spoke to the Arbiter earlier, who was also a friend of the Maven. Information. It told the Arbiter that if it managed to speak to the Maven spirit, it would pass on any messages. It would take messages to pass on to those who had been left behind. Information. It will do the same for you if possible.
Thank you.
Could I get some clarification with a 24?
Sure.
Do I get the feeling that he is loyal to the office of the Maven or the person formerly known as the Maven?
He is both. Both in this context. There is no hint of betrayal or somebody who was going to injure or hurt the person in any way, shape, or form.
But he'll be equally as loyal to, no matter who holds the office. Okay.
A Joe query rather than a pupil query because Joe's brain's not working super well.
That's okay.
At the end of last session, you said something which made the pupil freak out about the fact that the Eye would be able to tell people what it wanted.
Yes. So
What made the people think that?
There is a sense that what you do in asking questions of
That was a vibe thing from the Eye, though.
Yes. So what the thing you got was, for the Eye, you can't know what somebody fears by looking at them. You inject fear into them based on things you know about them through investigations, through looking,
Observation.
through observation.
It is an observer.
There is a feeling of that with her,
But it's for desire.
but it's that, but it's deeper, and you think she doesn't need to ask the question.
So she's more powerful than I am.
Yes.
Or older, or something.
Or something, or more focused, or more directed in a very specific way, or something about the way she is means that she doesn't need to ask you anything. She will just know. But she needs to be in proximity.
And Alabaster has referred to her as the eye.
The eye.
Information. It must speak to the eye.
The eye does not speak, except to me. That is the arrangement. Any information you would like to relay to her, I can, of course, relay. And she has already relayed that she will answer your question soon.
Query. What is it?
What is what?
The eye.
She is the eye. That is all she is.
I think Pupil is not capable of making the differentiation that it wants the answer to. And I think it's not going to like screech, but it's just going to sort of lock because it's not capable of, because it and it are different things, but they are also extensions of one another. And it seems like that's not the case here, but I don't think it's capable of understanding that yet.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see Pupil's lack of brain fry a bit, and it's just sort of twitching and ticking like a clock or something in the gears.
I think your thing is broken. Apologies.
Yes, he does that.
So, I've asked you.
It does.
Yes, I've asked you a question. Are you going to partake in the delights within inside? You can choose not to partake, but you will need to gaze into my companion's eye in order to be allowed to do so.
We have to gaze into its eyes not to partake, or we have...
If you do not want to wish to partake at all, I will hand you a token that will designate that you are not to engage. If you desire to engage at any level, then I will need to. It is also quite elucidating, the information she imparts. It might just be useful for your own
Information. It requires the information.
Yes.
And it appears that your artifacts would very much agree to this.
Hang on, the grown-ups are talking. So, it's just speaking to this... the actual just initial conversation doesn't cost anything.
No. And you are, of course, free while you are investigating the incident.
Of course.
I think you need to be a bit clearer on what we're partaking in.
Request. Itemize the delights.
That is very helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was in character. Monica snorted in character.
He thinks for a second. He goes, What do you think happens in a brothel?
I know what happens in brothel.
Yes, we are a
Are you
brothel.
saying,
We are a...
that's different from...
We are a slightly higher brow brothel, though, in that we have delights offered beyond what you would find in any... He stops for a second and then carried the Red Lantern, for example, and anyone... who's got what? Cool. Raylan, with your passive insight, you don't need to even do anything. There is derision when he mentions the Red Lantern, enough to be like, this is a hated place.
Mm-hmm.
We offer far more esoteric and customized delights, and we are every person here is consenting in every way. Those who choose to engage in the delights inside, because they are varied, I cannot give you an itemized list in a very specific way. Though, if you were to go inside and peruse the hall, you would see what everything is on offer inside. Though I will admit, many of our songbirds are currently away due to the lockdown. Not everyone lives here. Though some still remain.
How long does the initial assessment take?
Oh, minutes, if that. Takes a few moments for her to judge. No, judge you. That's not the right word. She kind of like grabs him when he says judge. I know it's not.
I think on that, people will like say, will go for like information it desires to be judged. Request judge. I think that's before she even gets to like.
Yeah. She goes.
Because that is a finite and composite thing.
She touches the eye touches all of the kind of veils are moving. If you've ever seen very old movies in which they try to emulate the way ghosts work and move, what they did is they did a lot of things where they filmed people underwater and then took the water away. Very much like that kind of movement. It's like very odd, like the way that her clothes move. They must be either absolutely weightless
or under the effects of some kind of counter-gravitational effect.
Very weird. It's like, and you go, very well. And she turns to you, and you can feel her eye on you. And being the creature you are, you know there's only one behind that veil. There's only one eye.
Is it my eye?
No. Although that would be hard for you to understand, to tell, because it's not a case of...
Does it feel like she is another part of its body?
Ooh. It does feel like that. There is a connection, but not a will. So you can't tell for sure, but there's definitely like, this is a thing that understands what it means to be like this. And there is kind of like a tether.
Okay.
So I need you to do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
When she looks at you,
yeah,
I need you to make me an... is it insight? No, it's not. It's something else.
I will fail any saving throw this person throws at me.
It's not a saving throw, it's a skill check.
It's a damn shame.
Could choose to fail that instead.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. You make a deception check.
I am at a -3. Cool. 6 total.
Okay. She easily destroys you.
Great.
She looks at you. There's a depth and a connection. And then a moment later, she hands a card to Alabaster, which looks like this to you. I will explain the cards in a moment, once all of you have or don't have them. Now turns to...
I'll go next. I don't need to leave a drop of blood, do I?
No, we are not devil contractors, and this is not a contract of any kind. This is a... something. I will explain.
Information. No. Query. Does Mammon not require you to take blood like they did in the place Joe's forgotten the name of? The Abyss.
Abyss. Make a persuasion check.
It's cocked as hell. 15.
15. So you didn't roll that well. The nature of my contract with Mammon is mine alone. It does not extend to anyone else within the cage.
I think on that will have... I think he'll pick up that was a guileless question rather than a dig. Yeah.
Okay. Make me a deception check.
Do you want me to make 2, or just for the active character?
Oh, shit. Yeah, 2, please.
Okay. The active character Richtov is at a 19.
Sure.
And Victor fails even further. 4.
Okay. So she leans in to Alabaster for a moment. And he looks over at her. Are you sure, dear? She nods. Well. And hands you 2 cards.
Interesting.
Are there 2 of you? You may choose not to at all.
Was that at me? Sorry.
No.
Oh,
You get handed the 2 cards, and it's like, that's odd.
Very well.
All right. Make a deception check, please.
17.
17. Yeah, okay. Okay. She says she's having difficulty reading you. Would it be alright if you let your defenses down a little? It's alright, you don't have to.
Give me a minute.
Very well. Shall we move on to...
Why not?
Very well. Make a deception check.
10.
Much better. You feel the eye, and then it descends into this card. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Are you actively trying to lower your defenses? Or are you still guarded?
I think yes and no. Is trying to lower her defences, but isn't quite sure how.
Sure. Just roll a deception check 5 then.
It's a 19.
Okay, she did a little bit at this time. She kind of like looks at you. She whispers, much scarring and much conflict, she says. But no matter, your card. Right.
Are these cards from like a fixed deck, or is she like just pulling the top card up? Where are these cards coming
She has, so...
Is she printing them?
I was wondering printing.
She has a box like this, very similar, and then she has a stack of cards in front of her, and she is just kind of thumbing through them, and eventually she just goes, "Sp," and it just pulls it out and grabs it. And
These are
hands
the
it
custom
out.
ones you have.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah. Like,
Extremely cool.
cute. Yeah,
Cute trick. Are they supposed to mean anything?
I shall now explain. To those unaccustomed to such things, the songbirds offer you this explanation of our performances. A bird may approach you, or you may approach a bird. What is important is that both parties are in agreement to the nature of the performance. The cards you've been given will guide specific birds inside to your location while deterring others unsuited to your preferences. Obviously you have no payment to do, but for now, enjoy your time at the Gilded Cage. As to the specificities to each of your cards, right, we will start at the top because that's the easiest way to do this. The grey, the voyeuristic. You prefer to watch. I think she has not missed the mark on that one. She's rare that she ever does. For soft pink, featured seeking romantic experiences, focusing on emotional connection and intimacy, protection, and embraces that heal is the way that she would describe it. Curiosity, yellow, for patrons new to the experience and simply curious, with introductory and gentle services. Nothing wild or out there. And finally, white. Unfortunately, dear sir, this card presents a warning that your tendencies might be best served by people of a strong constitution and willingness for a particular kind of tact. It is unusual you ended up with 2, but I do not argue with her.
And these cards, do we need to return them, or are they ours to keep to do with as we...
You may keep them for as long as you wish. I would prefer you keep them on your person. It will enable the songbirds to know who you are while the magics of this place persist.
Information. You professed that you would explain. Information. This is not clarified. Query. No, it will specifically turn to the eye. What did you do?
It
And I think on that, and I know this is a bad fucking idea, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts for Surface Thoughts.
Okay. Are you focusing on her?
Her, yeah.
Okay.
Information. It must know.
Sure.
It observed pupil.
You get...
That may be true. It's not a satisfying answer.
You get
No, he's just reveling in the irony.
Oh, that was... Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Was that Victor or Richter saying?
Richtov.
That was
you
Richter
get
saying.
Everyone put on their sassy pants today.
there isn't so much a consciousness there.
Like me.
Kind of. There is like... There's a want of like... I want to know what everyone... I want to know what they desire. I want to know what they know. I want to know what they feel.
Is it a I want to,
And-
or is it I will?
Is it a compulsion or a desire? Because pupil only has compulsion.
I think there is... It's muddled up in her. But there's also a thread of... attachment to Alabaster as well, which is unrelated to the top one. They're kind of like parallel thoughts, and they run alongside each other. And when you ask the question of how did you do this, you see her eye as it really is, and make me an Arcana check.
Love to. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nice.
You realize her eye is a thing that is very closely related to what you are, but is not what you are. Her eye is a Nothic's eye. A literal Nothic's eye. And she can see into your desires specifically, but it looks like it's been tuned specifically, with that natural 20, to desire. Ordinarily, it should just unlock any secret,
Yeah.
wanting whatever it is. But you don't have an understanding of how
Query,
she
is it
ended
the
up
same as you are?
Sorry. This is the same you are.
So pupil is asking if pupil is this.
Oh. Is pupil this? She whispers to Alabaster. And he says, She... Come here. Closer to her and around this corner.
Oh, yeah.
And she leans down and whispers into your ear. I do not know what you are. In the quietest voice. I do not know what you are. But what was done to me was horrible. If it has been done to you, you should be very angry and careful. And then stops. But I do not think that you are like me.
Cool.
And Alabaster, it is rare for her to speak to a guest. You should find yourself lucky and blessed. And enjoy your time within the gilded cage.
I think people hasn't broken eye contact with the eye. Query, what do you want to know?
You can see a tear flow down her like, it's strange to you three because you can't see the thing behind it. You just see a tear that comes down in a place that it shouldn't. And for you, when you ask that question, she whispers back to Alabaster, and Alabaster says, she will contact you later with the answer to that question. Not now. She needs time to collect her thoughts. She will write to you something. Do you understand?
Information, yes.
Very good. For now, please. We would like you to resolve the situation in the cage.
Shall we start with the deceased?
Very well. I would prefer if you keep that information to yourselves. Our guests do not know of the current situation, so please be discreet if you can. He is down.
What do they know? They're being barred from coming. People being barred from coming in.
They are not paying for anything right now, and they are perfectly happy to use our services. The incident occurred last night. and no one has left or entered since then.
So people have just basically been given a freebie equal to 5% of their salary. Great.
Which is why...
Which is why everyone's happy to be here.
Like, sure, well, whatever.
I think you can see the pupil is itchy.
Cool.
Because it knows the answer is there, and it knows...
But it's been told to wait.
Yeah, it's a kid who's been told to wait.
So is Alabaster leading us down?
He doesn't. He just directs you to the two turnstiles.
Okay, in that case, before we go, all right, I've got a question as well.
Very well.
I will eventually need to find your competitor. I say competitor. I have an investigation to do at the Red Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how I would go about finding it?
I do not keep track of where they are, and there is real, venom there. Perhaps if you find some of our patrons do, on occasion, use their services as well. Speak to some of them, find out what they know, and you might be able to find your way there.
Great, thank you.
Discreetly, of course.
Oh, of course.
As discreetly as you can.
Yes.
If you find somebody who is being problematic, you are well within your abilities and powers to do whatever you need to solve the case that we have presented to you. We can always get more customers. The Maven was important.
Good to know.
So, I'm going to ask a question as a player.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sound pervy. Let me explain. What is Monica wearing? Specifically with regards to outerwear. Does she have, a coat or, a pocket or something like that?
Okay, so Monica is currently illusioned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She is wearing, I'm going to say, some tan-coloured trousers, a blouse shirt, and a jacket. She looks like a businesswoman. I'm going to say, wearing a tan business suit.
Basically, what I'm asking is, Richtov wants to plant this into your pocket if you have one.
Okay, so underneath the illusion, I am still wearing my big-ass firefighter's coat, which has straps that you could possibly tuck it into. Pockets, that there are pockets on there.
It's more a case of, he just wants to, hide it on your person, but he will still kind of notify you. So it's a 19 with the sleight of hand, and it's basically as we're going through, it's kind of a turning motion, and you'll say, burn this for me, would you? And he kind of tucks it into wherever he can, and then just walk off.
Okay. So if you
Is that Victor's one?
Yeah.
Oh, what a prick.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to get rid of the other one. That's interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Can I get you to do an investigation check to figure out where the pockets are beneath the illusion?
Yeah, sure thing.
If that makes sense.
So 19 on the dice.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you can figure out where a pocket would be. You know what Monica's wearing underneath it, and you can go, okay, there's a pocket there.
Yeah. Cool. Because that one was said curiosity, correct?
That's curiosity, yes. That's like
And that one's
Exotic taste.
That's like the vanilla one. No, that one is violent.
yes. So that's the one who's going to.
That's
hang
the
on to.
Richtov one.
Yeah. That's the one he's going to hang on to.
Rick Doss was relatively easy to suss out, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Some were harder, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So it's up to you whether you actually burn it or not.
I should check in as well. Does everyone agree with the cards that they were given for their players?
Joe does, people doesn't.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel about right. Yeah.
Monica still has no idea what this really means for her, because I don't think she knows her own desires very well
That's
now,
fair.
and is feeling quite conflicted about numerous things.
I think actually, those 2 goals I sent you?
Yeah.
That fulfills one of those, but it doesn't fulfill pupils. Because I think pupil wants to want something. But doesn't want anything.
It's very hard. It's very hard with people because
Does that make sense?
The knee-jerk reaction is that one.
Yeah.
Which I would always be like.
And again,
go with the first instinct.
It and pupil are the same thing, but are also two distinct
things.
So
yeah, they're.
It might as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a deeply unsatisfying answer for pupil who wants something, but this is the thing that it does, not the thing that it wants.
Yeah, he could equally be yellow as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, the curiosity nature of things, of like, ooh, this is a new thing, this is exciting, maybe something in here, sort of things.
But again, even that is a characteristic of it, not pupil.
Yeah, it's very hard to kind of... Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, by the way.
And Raylan's...
I think so.
It's hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Raylan's like, kind of,
Yeah.
That's fine. It's kind of the default. It was.
Richtov's is probably control, but quite violent control.
That's where you kind of...
So-
judge on the thing.
Yeah,
If he wasn't quite so violent, he might have gotten a different card.
yeah.
But because he's taken it to such an extreme, he's gotten the... This is an official warning.
Yeah,
You've got the tarot card version of an Asbo, Mike.
There's a little of that, yeah.
but yeah, he seeks absolute control,
Yeah.
both over himself and
So there
others.
is a colour for that, so...
Yeah.
Can I roll to see whether I spotted the placement of the
Sure,
card?
yeah, that'd be a perception check.
19 on the sleight of hand.
No.
Cool. So,
Yep.
do you wish to enter?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then the doors should be
Want to
open.
swap? Query. Do you want to swap?
Information. It does not know.
Represents curiosity. I would have thought that'd be right up your alley.
Information. And I think that is what you get. This is fucked with people in a really big way. Because, okay, so have you ever been really in the mood for like a particular food and then they didn't have it in the shop? So you just ate loads and loads of food you didn't want because you couldn't have the thing that you wanted.
Yeah.
Pupil is walking through this place and is just detect thoughts of every surface thought. It doesn't care what it gets. It's not even listening to what it gets. It's just trying to pull stuff because to fill that
Little need.
cankerous need of not having that information because it can't have it now. Yeah.
Right. So...
You right?
Are you detect thoughting us? As
Yeah,
well?
I was about to ask that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But it's never taking it in. It's just kind of like...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's only going for surface thoughts, so it's not. You're not making saves or anything. But I think probably you'll see the eye in the middle of the face casting around wildly, just sort of looking like an AI camera trying to track where a face is.
Right.
And it will settle on you, but then won't stay.
Sure.
I kind of wish that you could take fire damage from reading my thoughts.
Might be a spell for that.
Oh no, just as an incidental thing, not intentional. Just 1 point of fire damage.
No worries. Is everyone okay so far?
Yeah.
So I should say as well, this section of the adventure, I need to add in a content warning. There are themes of suicide and some pretty brutal violence. None of the stuff that's in the pineapples, but I just want you to be aware of it. Cool.
Well, but there is the standing rule that I'm just going to reiterate for everyone, that if we need to take a time out, we can at any point.
Cool beans.
Okay. Right. None of that's happening right at this exact moment, but just wanted to get to it before anyone ran to the wrong room.
Warn us when we get to Richtov's section.
Yeah.
Everything with Richtov, yeah. That has like a constant...
Could Richtov's room just fade to black?
Every time he talks, we have to say, oh, stop that. Anyways, as you cross the lobby's threshold, you're swept into the Gilded Cage's grand foyer. You have to take magic up.
Detect thoughts up.
To take thoughts up.
You swapped, yeah.
You're more aware of things like this. When you cross the threshold, you get the feeling that you are no longer in Arbor.
Do I explode?
No. No. You are no longer in Arbor.
We've travelled rather than...
You've travelled rather than opened a door. It is very different.
There's a point.
You get a feeling
Would
of this.
Magnificent Mansion No, because when you go into a Magnificent Mansion, you can still carry bags of holding.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically, it's specifically putting
Spells, not
containers.
items, yeah.
Yes,
Container
containers.
storage. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But this could be a
So
Magnificent
the
Mansion.
content warning isn't splattered across the
No,
walls.
no. So
Bummer.
I need to do one other thing because that didn't seem to. Right, I'll do that. The area carries exotic fragrances and the soft chatter of guests immersed in intimate conversations. Lavish tapestries and art grace the walls, bathed in a gentle, flattering light. Within this scene, elegantly dressed individuals move with grace, radiating confidence and sensuality. Partners and those seeking companionship intermingle, all in beautifully crafted porcelain masks. Off to the right is a captivating display as men and women eat small hors d'oeuvres of a beautiful naked body. Directly ahead, a viewing area to the floor below offers a glimpse of the multicolored stage below. Scattered throughout the room, strategically placed tables and chairs host guests savoring delectable morsels served by ethereal men and women. You're left in awe, sensing the allure of unparalleled beauty and indulgent pleasures. So there is a, what's it called? Like a mezzanine, which is like up in the top. And then there are two stairwells that go down. And then around the corners, there is like doors that lead into hallways that go wrap around the cage itself. So there, the world is your oyster. You may do as you wish. The rooms, the halls, he was specifying specifically. He would have told you where they are. They are in the kind of through the doorways around the corners. And there are, most of the people in here are masked. 2 people are not. There is a woman on the left with red auburn hair, older, about in her mid-30s. And then there is a quite distinguished looking gentleman with a mustache on the right-hand side. They're not wearing masks, but everyone else is. And there are multiple people like working around.
And where did you say the body was kept? Sorry,
Downstairs.
But I mean, where's the down?
So the
the
stairs on
stairs.
the right.
Oh, is that leading?
The stairs
that's leading up.
to the
That's leading
mezzanine,
down.
and
Okay,
then down.
yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
That's okay. It's not exactly clear on a 2D map.
No, yeah.
All right, next stage is for Brad to somehow create a fully
An immortal sand table.
yes, exactly.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. See what you've started. We're not being led, are we?
No.
In that case,
You're
Rector's
Yeah.
going to take the staircase on the right down.
Yeah, I think we'll all go. It is paused, so I can't move the tokens, but
Okay, so if you go down, you should automatically. Boop, boop, boop.
Ooh.
Yes.
although
So are we going on to the mezzanine level? Or the...
You're down. You're going down.
Yes.
hang on a second.
We're
There we go, there we
go.
That's because you're not on the player token.
Yes, I was on neutral, which
So you get down to here, and then underground, and I need the healing cage rooms, and I need. Oop, that's the wrong one. That is downstairs. Okay. Descending from the floor above, nothing could have prepared you for the sights below. A massive display of light, color, and I need the right music. Of light, color, assaults your senses on a long catwalk ending with a circular stage. The colors alone would be enough to wow and amaze, but it's the performance taking place on the center stage that is truly something to behold. A group of dancers dressed as angels and demons swirl and move around each other in a carefully choreographed dance that threatens to end with more than one of them becoming lovers, but never quite making that final connection. At the center, a singer stands in isolation, their humanity and all they are on display for the world to see, while both angel and devil attempt to tempt them and drag them into depravity. The singer carries on as if all that mattered to them was the song that enraptures all. All eyes are held at the display on the stage, while drinks are passed out from the bar that serves as a barrier to protect the performers. So they are continuing to sing as they're going along. You see also that there is a door straight to your north that will go into the back areas where you know you need to go.
This way, yeah?
Towards Joe. The map is massive, so bear that in mind.
So, So is that
That's the stage. She
That's
is
the
her-
stage.
She is the only one that you
Stage,
care about, but there are
bar.
other dancers kind of moving around her in a very erotic performance.
And because I might have misunderstood, did you say there were also kind of devils trying to tempt the dancers, or are the dancers trying
The devils,
to tempt...
there's devils and angels are dancers moving around.
And they're trying to
As
tempt
part-
her.
as part of the
They're trying to
choreography
they're trying to
dance,
tempt her specifically.
As part
It's a
of-
performance.
It's part of the performance, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it like the pageantry, the beauty of it is if it wasn't so highly sexually charged, it would be equivalent to the most beautiful like Broadway performances that anyone would ever have seen. But the Gilded Cage is known for this kind of thing, so it's just the way that things are here.
Query. Do people want this?
Some people do.
Query. What is the benefit of wanting this?
Pleasure, I guess.
Query. Should it want this?
No.
Yes.
And you see Raylan just sigh and put his card face down into his pocket like he's giving up on something.
Information. It does not.
That's perfectly acceptable.
You worked that out quicker than I thought.
What do you want?
What do...
People is their
I
card to
want
detect
to
thoughts on
remain.
itself. I don't know what that
On
does.
itself,
Yeah.
Are you figuring it out as well then?
you are
So I'll wait for them to do that bit.
hearing the thought equivalent of white noise.
Yeah. And that's the least satisfying thing and the most appropriate thing to hear.
Yeah, well, that's probably the best thing that I can give you in this particular moment.
Sorry, what was your
Are you
question?
figuring it out as well then?
Yes. Why? Do you know the answer? Oh, and then he'll show that side, the blank face of the card, or are you referring to this?
I'm referring to that very specifically not being an answer.
Oh, I see. Yes. No, it feels more. And then he will gesture at the performance. Temptation.
For all the pageantry and the lofty promises, the desire here is pedestrian.
Without speaking to any of the, is it sparrows?
Birds.
Birds.
Songbirds? Yeah.
Yeah,
Songbirds.
songbirds. Sorry. Yeah, they may be able to provide specifics, but I really don't think we're going to get answers. This certainly feels a nicer looking abyss bar.
Good, you're in agreement.
Very much so.
So, do you carry on to the back?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I think this is as we were
Yeah.
come
As
down
we
and see
move
this and then
through.
chat on the way.
So you're not tempted either, then?
Not by this.
No, I mean by your card.
So, oops, nope, that need the other.
Oh,
So rather,
I see.
yeah.
Nope.
What about your other half?
Don't know. You'll probably never find out.
So, behind the curtain.
Sleight of hand is an 18, and I flash you Victor's card.
Alright, yeah, you're just showing it. Yeah, it's
I'm showing it to you. It's to,
I don't notice that.
Cool.
Yes,
As you move through, you flash this card. I think the thing that happens is Richthoff goes first. When he goes first through this door, which isn't really a door, it's more of like a beaded curtain kind of thing. He flashes the card. That's funny.
Can I, sleight of hand, give my card to...
That's sneaky. Yes, I'll let. Yeah, sure. Because as he goes through. Ooh.
That is a 18. 19.
19
what-
beats your passive perception, so he
Oh, yeah.
slips it in there.
Cool.
behind.
Enjoy.
This has been passed around more times than.
No, this is the other one.
This is the other yellow.
Yeah, the other yellow one.
And I've still got Victor's original one, which
That means you now have no card.
Correct.
Interesting.
You have no card, yes, yeah.
Ooh.
But I also don't have the thing that says "Don't approach me."
Exactly.
Yes. So you may confuse some people, or maybe nobody will approach you anyways.
Yeah.
Behind the curtain, the lights of the stage continue on for a bit, but even their dazzling brilliance cannot overshadow the drab and more utilitarian nature of the backstage area. 3 doors lead off from this area into the backroom space. The one directly opposite is a set of double doors. To the west of the stage is a large set of clothing racks, and a young woman is busy rifling through them, apparently looking for something. So west would be
This way.
yeah, that way, and then there's a set of double doors in front of you, and then 2 doors left and right.
Query, what do you want?
Oh, okay. She kind of like pops up from her thing. Oh, so a woman stands just over, hair over 4 feet tall.
I was going to grab these.
So you know where you are. Fair enough. Where is she?
Richtov would be right beside you because I was literally about to ask that question. You just happened to beat me to it.
There she is.
Interesting.
That's her.
Can't control people.
That's her. We might need her eventually.
Yeah, as you got there first, I'll put myself slightly further behind.
Okay. Cool. Standing just over her hair, over 4 feet tall, she's dressed in silks and finery, and kind of moves, like, looking around, trying to figure out something. Oh, that is not good. I was looking for new clothes, and you see she's kind of covered in dirt and grime and yuck and muck. Looking for new clothes to change into. What are you doing? Oh, you're them. Right. I'm supposed to tell you where to go. Straight through the double doors, and the ones on the other side, and they'll. I think they're current. You should be able to open them. I think.
Are you a songbird?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Ah, is that why you're looking for new clothes?
She's covered in muck and dirt. Yes, client wanted a particularly messy
Yes, I see.
thing.
What do you get paid?
Oh, room, board, and a stipend. Pretty good. Actually, way better than I used to get. Far better than I used to get.
This is what you want.
Yeah. Yes. Of course. I like working here. It's fun. The people share the desires that I come in. The ones that the eye flags for my. And she kind of looks at all of you. And there's like a flash of pink across her eyes for a moment. She looks at the rest of you. None of you are my. Well.
I think speaking of the eye, I think the full weight of the eye is now sort of. I think that actually is detect thoughts, wisdom, saving throws. The people truly isn't getting what she's laying down. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't need to roll.
Oh no, she gets to roll.
Yeah.
She rebuffs you.
Okay.
You. And then she looks at your, realizes what card you have, and goes, and then drops her defenses as she kind of lets you in, as she seems to be trying to acquiesce to your desire and is consenting to it.
I think people, whatever it finds in there,
Sorry.
What on earth did you I'll look later. And it'll be a joke for me for later.
Okay.
Fine.
I think whatever people finds in there, it truly, this cannot satisfy it. It won't ever. It doesn't care what it gets, and it's not even going to file away what it gets.
Sure. So it's pulling back things about her past and her memories and where she used to work. And when she said things like she really likes working here, that is absolutely true. She loves working here. She loves being here. but there is a deeper kind of, the places that she used to work were really, really bad and quite barbaric in terms of the way they treated the staff, and you get some of that and that feelings and emotions and those kinds of things. And you see a tear kind of go down her eyes. She kind of relives that for a moment, but then she kind of perks herself up.
Information. It knows what you want. Information. It does not want the same. Information. You should feel joy, and it will cast Nether's mischief on her.
Oh, that makes people happy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. She...
I just burned a second on the spell slot for me.
You're
Worth it.
You're quite... That's quite a neat little bit of magic in here. Thank you. That... Have I met your desire, then?
Information. No. Information.
Apologise.
It does know what his desire is.
He's having a crisis. It's fine. You said you were going to show us the way.
Yes, through the double doors there, and then through the other ones on the other side. The office is right there. You'll find what you want there.
Yes.
Unfortunately, if you must know, if you're going to be investigating, I assume you want to know more information or something like that.
If you're offering it, of course.
Of course, I was at the client, time of the murder, actually about 10 feet below the earth, attempting to guide the young man to the right spot while being completely... It's very complicated.
Yes. So you know why am I doing? You know the situation then.
I know he's... Yes, I work here.
Does everyone who works here know?
Everyone who works here knows, yes.
Ah.
We can feel it.
Okay.
Query. What can you feel?
There is a lack of something, I guess is the right way of putting it.
Query. Is this thing the ebony key?
I don't know anything about a key, no.
Yeah, no.
There's something wrong. And the only thing that can be wrong is if they're gone.
Yes, of course, that's what she means. Let's move on. Have you still got detect thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
And the eye will focus in on you.
Yeah. So he's thinking very loudly. They don't know the key's missing. Do not tell
very
them.
well.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
assume you carry on forward.
Yes.
Cool.
As we're walking along, Richthof will put kind of an arm around Pupil and will say, if it was me when you learned that, I would have told you to pick something different. Something to either defend yourself or inflict pain.
Is that the detect thought spell you're referring to?
No, he says that out loud. As like
No, but what are you referring to when you said when you learned that?
The nice spell.
the
Nether's mischief.
Yes. Yes.
In terms of the way it manifests specifically, does it like just leave like happy thoughts in the person?
So Nether's mischief has a specific. I've got it prepared. Hang on. It has a specific. So you roll randomly. So smell of apple pie makes everyone in the cube charmed by you until they're slightly next out on a whiz save. Or bouquet of flowers, dexterity saving throw. Bouquets of flowers appear around and must be blind, and they're blinded as flowers spray water in their faces. I imagine this is like confetti or like parade stuff.
Just like a nice little like...
Yeah, everything that happens when Pupil cast this spell is objectively a nice thing.
Okay.
Because it is recording happy
Thoughts as well.
happy thoughts
Okay.
into This is a purely good thing that is happening to people.
So you leave her and she's now humming a little bit. A song that maybe is coming from that spell or is not. Either way, it seems like you have made her a little happier in some way. Yeah. So you enter the hallway in the thing, and then across you move into this room here.
Ooh, there's a
Amazing.
piano.
There's a piano. There's a beautiful thing. Stepping inside this lavish office is a true treat. The change in atmosphere and style from the stage to the back room to here is something of a shock. The architecture is older in here, almost as if it doesn't belong, or is perhaps from another building. The furniture is subdued and classy. A grand piano that seems to double as a desk takes up the majority of one corner. Papers strewn about it, about the top. Behind it is a large mirror that reflects a screen that obscures part of the room. Slumped over the desk is the body of a man. He's there. Face still covered in a mask, and his clothes as fine as when he was alive.
I will close the doors behind us.
Cool.
Just in case.
They are. You realize when you close them, they are very heavy, very big. You are
Great
right.
Traywood?
You are the right type of person to do this. Make me an investigation check with advantage.
They're soundproofing, so you can't hear the screams.
14.
14, you say.
Yes.
Even with a 14, these are vault doors.
Oh.
They are airtight.
Ha!
This room is bomb-proof. You could literally set off the largest spell you could possibly imagine in this room, and the whole building wouldn't even shake.
Is it like Great Traywood on the walls and stuff?
It's not that. It's something else, but you have a feeling that just beneath that layer is probably that and more.
Adamantine, lead,
just nonsense.
the whole
levels of-
9 yards.
Oh yeah. But there is a body. There is a whole bunch of papers to investigate. All kinds of stuff.
I would like to investigate the piano.
The piano.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm torn between.
Also, I don't know if anyone got, but when I was describing brown trousers and brown jacket and everything, I'm looking like a gumshoe. Complete with hat, which is the hat of disguise.
Point of clarification, Pupil also re-togged up and is now wearing... Do houses like posh, wealthy families in Arbor have like coats of arms or escutcheons or whatever?
They do, yeah. Some of them.
So Pupil is wearing like a butler's outfit now. And that would look like it belonged to a wealthy family, so the fine clothes, 15 gold, whatever, except it's kind of got like a blank escutcheon. Would the Arbiter have consented to have the Arbiter symbol put on there?
Yes.
Then it's wearing the Arbiter symbol. And it's now got a porcelain mask on. And you know how like theatre masks are either happy or sad? It's one of those, but the expression is completely neutral.
Was the mask made before or after you got a crack and a second eye?
It was made after the first new eye appeared. And was why more eyes appeared. It still only sees out of one of them day to day.
So
The thing with looking like a gumshoe in a meta way, like looks like our vision of a gumshoe,
Yeah.
not necessarily what a gumshoe looks like in this world, because we're doing the investigation on the down low, so it just looks like I'm wearing a normal suit.
So you're investigating. So right, who's investigating what? Let's start.
Yeah.
Piano.
Piano, and anything else?
Mirror for me.
Mirror and
Body.
Cool. Investigation checks for you two. Medicine check for you. Investigation check for you. Oh, Arcana. Actually, Arcana would also suffice.
I would like to use my point of inspiration if I may.
Sure.
20 Eldritch.
20. Eldritch. Cool. Cool.
15 for the mirror.
15 for the mirror.
22 for the piano.
22 for the piano. Okay, so 20 and 20. Get everything, which is good. Mirror has a complicated thing, though, so we're going to deal with that last. But given two of you did the piano, we'll do that first. As you're kind of at the piano, you notice a couple of things. I'll give it to you in the order that you kind of like are coming across things. As you're crossing the room and moving it, you come across a broken crystal. Ooh. A small broken green crystal. It's kind of left in the middle, like actually near the front of the door. Like as you enter the room, you kind of like kick it and you realize, what the heck was that? And you heard it like as it hit something. By the way, breaking resin is very hard when you don't want it to break.
So it's either so you didn't want it to splinter, but you wanted it to
Yeah, shatter in the right way.
How did you manage it?
A hammer.
Nice.
And multiple crystals an attempt.
No, I took one attempt, but they do not break easy. Anyways, so you find that. As you're kind of like over on the piano, like looking through the papers, most of them are just kind of nonsense. They don't actually aren't anything important, except for two. Make sure I've got the right ones. This right one. Nope, that is definitely not the right one. Okay, yeah, it's this one, this one. No, it's a different one. You find these two letters.
Where are they?
They're on the piano. One of them has been opened, one of them has not.
This one looks like it's not been opened.
It's not been opened either.
No, actually, sorry, those two are... Sorry, there is one letter that is open, it's not those two. Sorry, it's all the other one. Those two have not been opened. You also find this burned into the piano.
Oh, yeah, we'll start with that.
Underneath the letters.
A tiny puppet danced with grace, controlled by strings and from another place. Forced to kid a fairy...
Forced to kill.
Forced to kill a fairy...
Land so bold.
Yeah.
Lord Land.
Lord.
A heart now hollow,
Lost and cold.
but the puppet was not to blaze.
Blame a pawn in a master's twisted game. The fairies sought to set them free and cut the strings of tyranny. Thus let us remember this lesson well. Fault not the puppet, but the master's spell.
Apologies for the difficult reading. It's hard to do word burning my hand.
In what world do you think you need to apologise for the quality of the wood burning on the prop you made? Insane.
Sorry.
Is that what you
That's why I wanted the laser,
Yeah.
because it would have done a much better job than I did.
And yet it still looks amazing. So.
Red strings, you say?
Strings.
Strings on me.
Like a thing for a maven. Like...
Is the circle intentional as well?
Yes, it's like a magic circle, like burned
Ooh,
into it. Like
okay.
give me, the two of you found it, give me Arcana checks if you found it. While they're doing that, your investigation. You got a 20,
20
right?
Eldritch.
Cool. A couple
That's
of different
totally
things.
Yep.
You, at first, you did medicine, right?
Whichever one you requested, I can't remember.
Cool, medicine. You believe that, at first you think Maven has died of a heart attack. You know people die, you know how they die. And then you look at him more carefully. The Maven appears to have died of asphyxiation, not a heart attack. And then
These
you
doors
realize
are airtight.
the Maven appears to have been suffocated somehow, as if all the oxygen in the room were pulled out very slowly.
By someone with that fancy lungs enchantment, or
Could be that. It could be really.
it's been pulled out slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any evidence of combustion in the room?
None at all.
Information. We'll share that.
Specifically, to give you the full description of what you actually saw, the skin has taken on a mottled appearance with irregular patches of discoloration. Examining the fingernails and toenails reveals a bluish or purplish hue, indicative of the body's struggle with insufficient oxygen.
Tikia.
I looked this up and went on more lists. It's a bit annoying. So the final thing you find is a single key in the piano is missing, though you notice that the place that the key goes appears more complex than an ordinary piano key and seems to connect to an extremely complex mechanism.
What note is it on the keyboard?
I didn't write that down.
Is it important?
It is not important.
Okay.
It is a specific key.
But it's a black, so it's a sharp or a flat.
Sorry, and to clarify, what is this engraved on, burnt on?
Onto the
actual
piano
lid of the
itself.
piano.
The yeah,
The
what
lid
part?
of the, like the lid of the piano where the papers were. So like that bit. I don't know how to.
So where you have the lifting lid and then the lintel which sits above the keys.
It would be. So there's like in pianos that I've like had as well. You also have like the lifting lid, and you have like a bit before it, which is like a
the key cover. Yeah.
not the key cover, but like.
So you've got like this is the bit that lifts up.
Yeah.
This is the bit with the keys, and it's this bit here. So the keys are there. That's the bit that lifts. It's there.
So do you see on that piano? There's the keys there. Mm-hmm. Then there's this bit here. Mm-hmm. It's there.
Yeah, the lintel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But there's like a lifting bit as well, which is like extra.
Yeah.
So it's got a flat bit where you could put something onto it. He's not put it on like the lifting bit. It's like he did it.
Does it look like it is somewhere where the person who would play the piano would always see it?
Yes, 100%.
I appreciate I'm not at either of these locations,
Oh,
but
I'm gonna get to you.
Yeah. But my question, talking out loud, is: would the magical burning / engraving into the piano consume oxygen?
It might, but not a lot.
Does this look fresh or recent, or is it like an old? Okay.
It's been there not for maybe. Give me a investigation check. Yeah, just trying to work some stuff out. Or alchemy check. I guess would be.
Dirty 20.
It's not been there long. Maybe. Oh, let's see. It's the morning. 8-9 hours.
And you said that he's been dead about
8-9 hours. so he's done that very recently.
Pupil will light a candle.
Sure.
Pull out a candle and light it and place it on a desk or a table or something.
Mm-hmm.
Information. The Maven died of asphyxiation as air was pulled from the room. At least 2 of us will die without oxygen. And we'll look at Monica.
That's a curious thought. If it's a vacuum, is it an environment? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't want to be. I'm not making this as an argument. It just as information. The advertisement for the lungs that you read out said
So
read
vacuum.
anything extending to the void above. So I'm not saying you should let Monica breathe in the vacuum, but I'm saying she should be able to get her money back if she
There's a
does.
lawsuit.
I agree with that. Test the advertisement. Hey, go
This
ahead.
wouldn't be a vacuum because the oxygen is being converted to other gases, right?
If this was a so
That is actually that's actually what's happening.
yeah, because you said asphyxiation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there was still some kind of gas in here that they haven't shown sign of
Could
decompression.
okay,
I don't even know if we'd know what that is.
I have a science thing that Victor would know as an alchemist.
Sure.
Are there fresh cut flowers in here?
No.
Are there fresh cut flowers in the room outside? In the hallway?
No, deliberately not, because any signs of mourning would obviously alert somebody.
Is there any kind of water standing anywhere in here?
In this room? There's a drink, sure.
There's a drink. Perfect.
Doesn't
Pupil-
matter if it's water, actually, I should specify.
As long as it is water of some kind.
Is it liquid or water?
And it has some kind of water in it.
Like most alcohol has water in it. Something.
You're Richthof right now, right?
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry. There would be something on his desk, but it wouldn't be water. It would be an alcohol beverage of some kind, and that makes it.
If there
very
is
different.
water in a room where it has filled beyond vital capacity with carbon dioxide rather than any other kind of gas, it would turn to carbonic acid.
Right. Oh, the water would.
Some of the water, it will become more acidic than otherwise because it would turn to. It would be a reversible reaction with carbonic acid.
So it would taste foul, effectively.
I mean, I don't know if Victor carries around pH strips, but like on
As an
the
alchemist, it's probably part of an alchemist.
but
kit.
on the other hand, he's not Victor.
Richthof carries poisonous kit though.
That's true.
But yeah, not these there.
But you've announced that there were 2 people have suffocated.
Two people suffocated. I've lit the candle so
Sorry,
that if
2
it's
people.
No, sorry. Someone has suffocated. 2 people in the room are susceptible to suffocation.
Yes.
yours,
When you say that, I'll go and try to open the door to make sure.
I've lit the candle in order that if it goes out suddenly, we can keep an eye on these 2 who need to breathe.
Yes.
When you go to open the door, it functions as normal. You can open the door if you want.
Before the door is opened, looking at the candle, do I see it, what's the word, flickering in a direction like there is some airflow in the room somewhere, or is it completely still?
It would
Beyond our own movement.
If the doors are shut and you take a moment to stay still, it is completely still.
I would have asked people to hold still a second and then just watched it. Okay.
It's also noticeable the doors open outwards from this room. That is important.
Is there anything on the desk here?
More like newspapers and things of that nature. So like this is where you would pick up the newspaper kind of thing. But nothing important except for those 2 letters that the other 2 have. The mirror, while you 2 are thinking about these
One of
letters.
the last options I got was the ability to annihilate oxygen in an area.
The
Do I open this?
You rolled a 15 on your Arcana check?
Yes.
The mirror is
I would
magical.
say no.
It's
That's
very,
that's
very
what I haven't
magical.
done it yet.
You
Interesting.
can feel immense power coming from it,
In
but it feels disconnected.
Do I see my reflection in it?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And
The prop will be read.
problem is he's not.
Prop will be observed.
There are some things he does well and some things that he does not. So, in the spirit of not doing this well, what happens if he touches the mirror or pokes it?
At present, nothing.
Okay.
You feel the coolness of a glass mirror. Make a perception check.
I was going to say,
There's one thing I know about this mirror that means that there's a reason you might notice something about it.
21.
21. Do you know how in mirrors that are two-way mirrors and mirrors that are single-way mirrors, you can tell the difference between them by putting your finger up to them, and how far away your nail is from the actual reflection?
I did not know that.
It's a thing they tell all people to do when they go to
Hotel rooms?
Yeah, hotel rooms and B&Bs and all the other nonsense. But anyways, the way that you tell is if you touch a mirror and it's a true mirror, your fingernail will be slightly raised away from it, and not that it's not like there's a silvering, a backing, basically. If it's a two-way mirror, your fingernail will touch. Your fingernail touches. This is not a mirror in the real sense. There's something weird about it, something very, very strange.
Best guess with a 15 of an arcana, some kind of communication.
Communication, divination, it could be any number of things, but it is not a mirror, not really.
I need someone who's better at magic. Something going on with the mirror.
Information. It is proficient with magic. Information. It is not a person.
Just from where I am, I'll just look over and just see if I can see behind the mirror.
Yeah, busy reading these letters.
Just from what's the void behind us?
Yeah, we've got
The curtain.
Oh, that's the curtain.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It's like a what's it called? Partition.
privacy curtain.
Yeah, privacy curtain or partition, like.
It separates off a part of a room.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
immediately going to now pull that back.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, you pull it back, and behind there you find a very simple bed. That's it.
Okay.
Oh.
Nothing,
Checking under the bed.
nothing.
Is it
fancy.
like a single bed?
Yeah, a single bed. I can actually, let me see, which is the one I want?
It's the IKEA Malm bed.
Not quite the IKEA Melon bed, but we're not far off.
Is it a noticeable? Oh,
It's very simple.
Oh, so it's like one of those wooden jointed screens that goes in a zigzag.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to, I couldn't remember the name of it.
is it
Concertina?
Oh, yes, that's it.
Is it a noticeable drop in decadency compared to?
Yes, exactly so. And you get a feeling that maybe that's why I was hidden away.
I fully get it.
I look.
Once you find a bed you like, you stick with it forever.
Not where I thought you were going to go with that, but yeah.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Everyone remembers their first. I assume they're talking about mattresses. Can I look under the bed?
You look under the bed, there's nothing there, not even dust mites
Okay, cool. It's fine.
or dust.
I will be ritual casting up Detect Magic to start looking at the mirror. Sure. It'll take a
Take
second.
10 minutes. While these two read, I think that's probably about the right amount of time.
Well,
do you tell people what's in the letters?
So we've
can
decided
summarise them
not
if
to
you
open
wish.
the other one that says to the next Maven at this point.
All right.
That may change.
Feels disrespectful at the moment.
You would also know black wax is only used when a death happens. It's always that's the only time it's ever used, and that is true here, and that it will always be true in this
So the
game.
Maven knew he was going to die. If that is from him.
And the seal that's there, is that for the cage? Is that this Gilded Cage's seal?
Does it look?
It looks like a lady.
Yes, that is a gilded seal. This kid. Yeah. Yep, that's their seal.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
Trying to get a seal to match the back of these cards
Yeah, I would-
would have been impossible.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I checked,
Yeah.
because I thought if anyone could.
Well,
You know, I sent Brad a text from a train station. Literally from a train station in the middle of Wiltshire saying,
Yeah.
hey, so I've got a letter I want to send to Augustine. Is there any chance you could, like, make a seal in 3D printer with HDUB on it? And it was like 2 hours later he got back to me and said, so hey, the first print didn't work, so I've done it again and the second one's fine. I'm not saying you're an actual wizard, but
I'm
like,
fairly close, I think. Sometimes.
You have those vibes.
I do. I try.
No, actually, no, that would be in poor taste.
But we all read this one to the group?
You
Yeah.
can just summarize it if you like in your own words. Like you see it, read it, and then you kind of go back to like what was in it.
if the thing on the piano lid is read out as well, or on the piano engraving, does that ring any bells in terms of like folklore?
I'd also like to investigate how it was burned into the piano.
So you need to give me an Arcana check. You need an investigation check or history check.
18.
18. Does it matter if it's history or?
It doesn't. No, that's the same.
Cool.
Can I argue advantage because of my particular proclivities?
No.
Fair enough.
Because it's not in the way that it would be in your wheelhouse, I guess is the best way
Yeah,
to put
fair
it.
enough.
So, with an 18 on history,
Yeah.
there have always been rumors about the Gilded Cage and about the nature of its leader specifically. Everyone has always kind of assumed there's something strange magically going on,
Yeah.
such that maybe the Maven isn't entirely human. And given the things that happen in these walls, maybe he's not. Maybe he's a fairy. Maybe he's of that kind of persuasion. Maybe
Dead
he's
Maven, is that the
fake.
first Maven? Have there been others previously?
So, famously, yes, that is known. There was a separate Maven to this one. However, when it comes to the next one after that, it gets a bit murky as to how many there have been. Some say there's only been 2. Some say there have been dozens. But no one's sure.
Yeah, well, ask, do I recognise that crystal?
Make an Arcana check.
My Arcana check for this, I used my inspiration that you gave me at the session to get 15.
15. Cool.
19.
19? Nope. No for Joe. Cool. So 15 for that. This wasn't burned with fire magic. This was burned with something else. But you're pretty based on your background, you're pretty confident it wasn't fire magic. But it was something that somebody was capable of that looks like fire.
Like, would I be able to figure out, like, would someone have potentially heated up some metal, whether using heat metal or if it was like a device,
this
and
is
then scored it in that way?
This is 100% not a person. This is 100% magic that did this.
Okay.
It carved itself in there like Scooby-Doo and the Zombie
Yeah,
Island.
it all came down at once, like.
Oh, like a Bifrost hitting the ground.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, that's a good analogy. You got a 19.
Yes.
This is a crystal of. This crystal specifically holds an elemental of some kind. You notice on the color green, probably wind, wind or air. Yeah.
They can make vacuums. I think they can make vacuums.
Could I identify that?
Yes, you can cast identify on it. That's fine.
Will it be elemental gem?
You cast identify on it, and it comes back with nothing because it's broken. It's currently in its broken state. It doesn't identify as anything.
Can I investigate the body?
Mm-hmm.
And are there any signs that he was restrained, or any kind of sign of a struggle? We know the cause of death, and we presume that it occurred slowly. I'm curious as to whether in the last moments or even during that he struggled in any way.
You make me an investigation check.
Investigation or medicine?
Either.
Medicine. Oh, 7. Okay, never mind.
Don't
Yeah.
say so. But based on your investigation check, and if you kind of like say what you're doing, your medicine check the other was very high, and you kind of go, you get the thought of, no, he did not struggle. He simply almost like died in his sleep, effectively.
Is there any sense on like his breath or anything that there was any kind of intoxicant in his system?
You didn't get any.
Breath, maybe also like checking the colour of his eyes, checking like.
Your medicine check from earlier would allow you to roll this over. I'll let you do that. You kind of like lean down, check his the smell of his breath. Beyond the normal smells of decay, you smell a small amount of alcohol, but nothing that would lead you to believe that he was drugged in a way that is, and not in a heavy amount of alcohol, like just like a normal level.
He'd had one.
1 or 2.
Because it was 8 o'clock last night.
Because it was 8 o'clock last night and he was going to sleep.
Yeah.
having a glass or something whilst you're just wrapping up for the evening. Yeah, why not?
Because even if he, like, this is player knowledge, not character knowledge, even if he was awake, like, once oxygen hypoxia gets to a certain point, you become useless anyway, so...
But there's no indication that stuff was, like, knocked off, as in he was suddenly surprised.
Nope. No indication of anything. And no indication anything was taken either.
Get magic on the mirror?
Yep. Tag magic after the 10-minute timer. It is magical. Is piano magical? Piano kind of isn't as... I guess the piano is magical as well. The mirror is far more magical and registers... Which one's teleportation? Conjuration.
Identify on the mirror? Again, 10 minutes, but...
Okay. 10 minutes. What are you guys doing?
Whilst that's happening, read out the letter to everyone. It's from someone called Rezi who works here, who seems to be a rescue from Red Lantern. They have heard from 2 people, a Zol throat snapper and a A.EK02, that there is trouble brewing and warning the Maven that basically watch out for any trouble coming.
Information. A.EK02 is the head of the Gilded?
The head of the pikemen.
The head of the pikemen, who we have been asked to take incriminating photos of.
So we should probably go speak to her first. That, and you'll get your information. Possibly.
Yes, I do. I do particularly want to speak to this Resi person.
Yes.
Is that the person we saw outside?
No. Rezi, that was Bess the Butcher.
No, the person we saw with the costumes. The
The
one we
one-
saw just outside.
No. Her name is Lumeralcia.
Can I inquire? Is investigate a euphemism for revenge?
Not necessarily.
Yes, specifically in the scenario to do with the Red Lantern.
Not at the moment, but one may lead to the other.
Ah, you'd like to keep your options open. Well, do let me know. I'd be happy to lend a hand.
Well, depending on how things go, the Red Lantern may get a bit more red.
Wonderful.
I was speaking about fire rather than a bloodbath, just to be clear.
One leads to the other, though.
Precisely.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to allow people to get out first. Hopefully I would.
Interesting. Can I check under the desk? Is there anything taped underneath it or the
You
chair?
look
or
around the
anything?
desk, and that would be a good idea, but nothing. Almost as if a man like this who has those kinds of secrets knows that...
There's the usual places.
Knows the usual places, and more importantly, doesn't feel he needs to hide them.
Mm.
In a weird way, he's very
Open.
open. Your identify spell finishes. You cast identify in the mirror. It responds with nothing. Not as if your spell failed, but as if the mirror said, "Not today." And not ever.
Nistel's
That-
magic aura kind of thing.
Specifically, and
Is the mirror sentient?
you don't get that impression.
I don't know how I'd know this in character, but is it similar to the way that my magic...
Just is hidden.
Yeah.
Would it be like that? No, this is very different. This is deliberately
It's purposeful rather
purposeful.
than a quirk of the identify spell.
Yeah. This is
Information. The mirror does not wish to be identified.
Does it wish to be broken?
Detect thoughts?
There are only, I guess, 3 of you because you don't count. 3.
Crow is there.
Oh yeah, so there are 4 people in the room. I don't like him poking around in my head, boss. It feels like worms across my skull, and I eat those.
Then eat the thoughts away.
Can't get my beak in my own brain, boss. Doesn't work like that.
Information. Crows have been known to peck out eyes.
Ooh. Thank you for that information. I might use that later. Why aren't you opening the letter, boss? Points to the one with the black seal on it.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah. It's kind of a dick.
So I am going to go up to the table. Is there like a second glass, one that wasn't being drunk from? Like if I find a decanter or something.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to then
Reasonably, yeah.
going to pour a drink.
Sure.
And hold it up for the crow and then put it on the table.
Now, I like her. Hops off your shoulder, goes over. Kind of tries to put his beak in the hole. Alright, I got it. No, I got it. And starts kind of like sipping out of it. In a very, like, kind of pecky way, more than drinking way.
Do we know it wasn't poisoned?
We're about to find out.
In for a penny.
That was beautifully done, wasn't it? I truly didn't see where that was going, and you so clearly already did.
Cool. So,
Okay, so we've opened one letter. We've got another.
Query, what is the other letter?
It's not meant for us.
Neither was that one, but I do take your point.
Information. Letters contain information.
That is correct, but do you understand how to play chess?
Information. Chess is played between 2 equal sides containing the same number of pieces on an 8x8 board. The pieces
Information.
Queen,
A yes would have been
bishop,
sufficient.
rook.
Yes.
It's not going to stop until you tell it to stop, but yeah.
Yes.
Honestly,
Stop.
Jerry doesn't really know that much about chess. So.
Does the people start going into famous gambits include?
I think truly, like, the ability to play chess was probably one of the actual artifacts programs rather than anything else. Like the Mechanical Turk,
Yeah, first thing they try probably to do is to get this thing to play chess, just to kind of like, well, this is a thing that you need to do, and play games in general for children.
Like this thing, like knew how to play chess before the eye got hold of it.
Yeah. My point being is that Roland here is clearly thinking several steps ahead. Yes, we could learn information now in the short term.
Information, yes.
But it would come at the cost of annoying what will be an incredibly powerful figure, and potentially give us more information later on.
Information. It does not wish to wait for information. I think you feel real hurt in that. And I don't want to labour too much on the difference between a lowercase and an uppercase it. Mm-hmm. But that was definitely a lowercase it.
Consider it an investment opportunity or a savings bond. Patience is a virtue.
We all have information that we want to find, doesn't mean we get it immediately.
Yes. By waiting, we learn more information later on.
This is a real two marshmallow experiment.
Yeah.
It is also a letter to a station rather than a person. A station that has so far given the appearance of being magically warded. I would not want to disrupt such a station.
That's very true. By opening it ourselves, we risk destroying its very contents.
Alternatively, destroying ourselves, which would put the objective at risk.
Monica gets it.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Am I allowed to call for persuasion checks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's not going to make something about it. It's just how happy it is about.
Natural one.
18.
That is a 9.
I have ways of making information harder to get for you. I suggest you do not push the matter any further.
Oh, was that intimidation?
Yes.
Ooh. Very well.
Kitty has claws.
Right. So you leave the letter unopened
For now.
for now. Do you place it back on the desk where it was?
Do we get anything, or do we get information? Okay, information, or is it just silence?
Insight?
24.
Cool. I think you don't get one emotional state. I think you get a very deep and ancient anger.
Oh no.
Of like impudence, kind of how dare you, and I think you also get a really deep and profound betrayal and hurt.
Oh no. Okay.
I
It's
have
like
rolled a
kicking a
15.
weird puppy.
Yeah.
Can't deny it.
I have rolled a
A weird
15
accurate
on the
puppy.
insight. Does that succeed?
I don't even know think if it's a succeed thing. I think it's a. Yeah, I think you get that. There's complexity there. It's not a.
So it's not a success or failure. Okay. No, that's fine. Count that's a non-roll.
So where to next, gentlemen?
What was the person's name in the letter?
Resi.
Let's go on.
Do you know where she is? Where are you going to go? You don't really have like a what's it called? Like a company directory to say
Yeah.
this person's here.
I think maybe go back out here and speak to the person there if they're still there.
Yeah, we'll see who's outside the door.
So you open the door, dunk, dunk, and you step out. There's nobody in the hallway specifically. She would have found where she was looking for and left by this point. Take her away. But in the main area, you wouldn't see anyone. Give me a perception check to see what you hear.
16.
24.
24.
14.
That is a 6.
So, super hearing over there. Towards me, it's this way. You hear whimpering sounds of crying. And then in the opposite direction, you hear two things. You hear the sound of knives hitting chopping boards, like sounds of a kitchen, kind of like you hear like the pans and pots moving and things of that nature. And then you also hear kind of the shuffling of a chair, but it's very quiet. The crying is probably the hardest thing to hear. The other ones are kind of like the kitchen is the loudest, then the shuffling of the chair, and then the crying is the very, very quietest.
I'll lead us towards the crying.
Right. Ready? You go down this way.
Are we on our way to see the client?
Someone's upset. They may require assistance, or
I assume we closed the door to the...
Technically, we've
Seems
just
so.
seen the client.
Oh,
Technically, your clients are Raven and Ember.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But do you say that out loud?
I would have said it quietly.
Yeah.
Were you in the bogs?
You are.
Oh.
I see.
I'm glad they were recognizable. So
I was like,
in fact,
three sinks.
This whole map
Victor?
is all
Yes,
mine, so
yes,
I did it all
Okay,
there.
yeah, give us some...
I haven't caused any mischief, have I?
not yet.
Oh, good.
We'll
Are you
catch,
Victor?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
we'll catch you up when we're in private.
Oh, okay. Yes.
so-
We're going to the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh,
when
You
did that happen?
step on...
literally as we were coming down the corridor.
Because he succeeded.
In character.
Oh.
When did that happen?
Just now. Why? Did I do something in particular?
No, that's what's confusing me.
Yes, I'm very confused. I was just about to speak to the lady in the cage, and now we're in a bathroom, and I can hear crying.
Yeah, you can't
I'll-
hear crying. It's much more loud now.
I'm going to pause the questions for now, and we will
Fair.
deal with the immediate situation, which is...
So you step onto a simple black and white tile floor, and to your right are 3 sinks with a large mirror positioned above them. Around the room are a series of walls and doors that, by the sight and smell, lead to the privies. You also hear a small, soft weeping coming from this one.
Does it sound masculine or feminine?
You roll 24, feminine.
Yeah, she's either upset or in desperate need of fibre.
You detect magic up again, didn't you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Bedside
I'm
manner
gonna
was never
say
really a
this is about
strong
the
suit,
time
was
that
it,
it
Victor?
happens. Your detect magic has now changed. It is now detect magic greater. You can now detect memorias. The mirror is a memoria.
Everything about this case stops for pupil, and it is holding its face up within just a millimeter. The eye is like pressed up against the glass, trying to work out what this memoria is.
Do you touch it?
Yeah, God, yes.
Okay, cool beans.
So is that a mirror in the bathroom?
The big mirror that's across the thing.
Oh, okay.
Is that the blue thing?
Yeah.
Pupil has climbed up onto the sinks or whatever it is, and is just sort of.
Oh, it's not that blue thing. It's this
There's
thing.
like a mirror across
Okay,
the
okay.
As you place your hand on the cool surface of the mirror, you see someone approaching from behind you in a white carnival mask and a tailored suit. You recognize him immediately as the Maven. As you continue to watch them, they enter the far stall, and as your gaze follows them, you watch as they say something into the privy bowl and drop a small black object inside. As the object disappears, so too does the man, and appearing on the mirror itself, letter by letter, is a poem written with a watery hand. I will paste this in the chat, but I will tell you it. A water deep and dark and still beneath the city streets and mills, these pipes and sewers twist and turn, where filth and muck forever churn. O water, hear my plea, I beg, to take this key beneath the dreg, and lay it at the dread sea's feet, where it shall stay in darkness sweet.
Does everyone else hear that?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah. Do we see everything that happened in the mirror without touching it? Oh.
I'm assuming they're wearing the same thing that the Maven dead body is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Did the bathroom change at all? Like, or was it?
Just
I mean, in the mirror image, did it? So it seemed like a.
Nope.
Okay.
no noise except for that.
And
Does she stop her crying if
No.
she heard it?
She because it's not you see the words.
Ah,
We
They
don't hear
don't
it.
hear anything. No.
and the stool that the black object was dropped into, is that the one that's currently occupied?
No. It's a far one. The one in the corner. Yeah. Sorry, here.
So he flushed the key.
Key to what?
The
Oh,
ebony
the
key.
ebony key.
The key to this whole case.
and in theory bound it so it would never be found.
Anyone can make me an Arcana check or investigation check. I'll give you both of either. It's not going to be easy.
No, I'm going to stick with a 9. Not worth a destiny point.
21 for Arcana.
That's right.
10 either way.
With a 21, Dreadsea is not a adjective. It is a noun. It is a thing.
Is C in the mirror spelled S-E-A or C with a capital C?
It's one word. Dread SEAS.
Dread seas.
At the Dreadsea's feet.
What is, do I know what the Dread Seas
There should be a
are?
apostrophe there.
Do we know what or whom the Dread Sea might be?
With a 21.
Like, could I roll a history check for it?
No, it would be Arcana.
Okay.
Definitely be Arcana. But you can, anyone who wants to can re-roll their Arcana, because Victor kind of goes, it's one word, not two, it's noun. No?
One more time.
No, but I do have a different question.
Sure?
Now that I can detect Moria, do I see his bear?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey!
He sees his bear in his pocket. Like, go. What you realize with your specific, with Detect Magic Radar, what you realize is that before, the background radiation of Arbor was hiding them. It's not that you weren't seeing them before, it's that because they're so subtle, they just get lost in the rest of it.
But now I'm tuning into the right frequencies to see them.
It's more like imagine like you've got a thermometer that goes to 1 to 10. You can't really see very much of that from like if you go 0, but if you have 0 to 100, you can see the small variations in the little bits.
Sure. So I'm seeing precision.
Yeah. Your precision's gotten better by using it so much. I didn't expect you to constantly be having it on. I was
Yes.
keeping track of how many times you were using it.
Something that doesn't sleep, but
just constantly going.
So it
So
is a case, again, I wouldn't know this in game, but it is a case that spell has improved as opposed to the fact that we are outside of Arbor, in the same way that it's easier to pick up radiation if you're not in Chernobyl.
there was a bit in my brain that was going, it's like, 28 Roentgen, not terrible, not great.
There is background radiation here as well that exists within Arbor. There is. You don't have the ability to detect types, so no, you don't know the difference. There is a difference, but you don't know what it is.
I think people comes back to reality at this point with a bump.
Yes.
Information. There is still a crying person in this room.
Yeah, Monica is like outside that door,
Sure.
waiting for you guys to stop fucking about so she can knock on the door and ask if they're okay.
Yeah, well, I'll hang back. It's best that we don't crowd the poor person.
Sure.
So Monica will knock softly.
Cool.
Hello, you okay in there?
Yeah. I guess. No.
Why didn't you come out here and tell me about it?
You hear the door kind of unlock. And then she pushes the door open, and you see sitting on one of the toilets is a young orcish woman. She has dark green skin, olive green hair. Her appearance is a bit of a mess, though. Her makeup is running, and she looks as she's been crying for quite a while.
Is she wearing the garb of a worker here?
Yes. They're kind of like all interchangeable in terms of like what they are and look like, patrons and things.
But you can kind of tell who is a patron and who is a customer.
a little bit, yeah.
It's like not patron and customer, patron and worker.
Can you make me a persuasion check as well?
Wasn't Resi the person that we spoke
Yes.
to? Yes. Yeah.
I thought you got it.
This is the one who sent the
That.
letter rather than the one who was
The
outside.
sister, the letter. Okay, yes.
Total of 10.
10. She just kind of is like wailing and kind of like she's kind of like it's that moment where you were sad, you thought you were okay, and then somebody kind of just showed up and you kind of like the emotions trigger again and you start crying deeply again. Oh, I couldn't save him. And she's kind of like repeating, I couldn't save him, I couldn't help him, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't do anything.
Information. We are here investigating the Maven's death.
Make me a persuasion check.
I'm going to hand her some tissues as well.
So, I know we discussed originally that I hit my stats at the beginning,
Yeah.
I've set my charisma artificially to 4.
Sure.
I feel like people has had some development.
I agree with that a little bit.
Would I perhaps be able to raise it to 6?
Yeah, I was gonna say 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a 19, only minus 2.
Ooh. So
Skills.
with the I think what does it is you say we're here investigating the Maven's death, and she kind of goes, You're gonna find. Tries right. What do you want to know?
Information. What is your name? Query. What is your name?
I'm Resi.
Information. You sent a letter to the Maven, informing him that he was in danger.
Yesterday.
Query. What was the source of the danger?
I heard it from 2 of my clients. They said that somebody was trying to kill him.
Information. Arashi Katai and
Zol Throat Snapper.
Zolfred Snapper.
Yeah.
Where did they find this out?
They didn't say. Just, idle pillow talk after the end.
Query. What form would the danger take?
I assume trying to kill him. I didn't know what exactly. They didn't say much. They just said that this place might be having a change of leadership. That's all. I was supposed to bring in breakfast, and I couldn't get the door open. But it's not that unusual. It just sticks sometimes.
Doors open outwards,
Yeah.
so there was a vacuum.
I had to get Roval to get me to help me open the door, and then when we opened it, there was a really weird gust of wind.
Information. There was a rush of air as air rushed into the room and not out.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, that sounds about right. Does that help?
Information. Yes.
Good.
Query. What do you want?
I want the Maven back. I don't want to go back to the Red Lantern.
Information. There will be a new Maven.
As long as, as long as it's, as long as it's not Raven, I guess it's fine.
Query. Why would it be undesirable for it to be Raven?
Really mean.
Query. Is the other not mean?
Oh, Amber, no, she's real nice. She's lived here. Well, she's kind of a permanent fixture.
So has Raven recently returned?
No, she used to work for. Well, I don't know much about her. She used to work for somebody else.
Do you know who?
I'm sorry, I don't. I know her and Ember were being groomed for the leadership position, but I don't know who was winning or if there was going to be I thought the Maven would be here forever.
Yeah, groomed by who?
The Maven, mostly, I think.
Not known to retire, are they?
I don't know. I've not been here long enough to see one retire.
You said you were at the Red Lantern before.
Yeah.
How would I find it?
You need a card. One of their men has it. Oh, I saw one of them here. He was in. Oh, what room was he in? Oh, it's not unusual for them to be here because sometimes they frequent
Like
our
to double dip.
Well, they like to frequent our establishments.
Information. If you are willing, I will be able to retrieve that information.
Okay.
Detect.
She kind of lets
Focus
it
the
go.
eye and.
So you.
I'll offer a hand to hold at this point as
I
well.
also want to try and get the description of the man. I want to see what he looks like.
Ooh, you can do that. Yep. So when she saw him, nope, that's not him. That's him. She saw this. That's who she saw. She doesn't know his name, obviously, but she does. That's what she sees.
It's okay, we got it.
It's okay. And she would have seen him in. Oh, cool. Is he in this one?
Oh.
Yeah, he's in that one. Oh! And you see, and then as you kind of like pick the memory, he's in Dungeon Room 1. That's where he's in. That's where I saw him last. He went in with. He was in there with Raven, I think, briefly.
Oh, see, and are the dungeons interchangeable, or is Dungeon 1 used for specific activity?
Upstairs, in the hallway. Dungeon Room 1 is there are placards outside. You'll see him. You can't miss it. You can find him there.
Query. Which employee deals with these cards?
Oh, several of them. Sometimes I do. I have to get that one's a little complicated because I have to get other people's consent to get involved with that one. And not all patrons are okay with that. Although some of them, if you find somebody wanting, if you find somebody with a gold card, they'll happy for you to watch them.
Did we all get cards?
Information, yes.
He will now search
was
his
handed
person. Yeah, so that is a natural 20, so he will find both cards. Oh.
Your yellow one, was that the one that had the warning on it? Or was that...
The one? No.
No, the warning's that one.
The warning was on that one.
Oh, where's the white
So
one?
those two yellow cards were interchangeable.
There's a gold one, which is different.
Yeah.
No, but like was.
So
these
two
two
yellow-
people's-
They're interchangeable. Yeah.
Yeah, just for out of character knowledge, Victor's original one is this one. And the one that he is now holding...
He's Rich's one. Rich now has
Rich is-
none.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have yours, I have mine, and you have Rich's
And Richtov's.
and Richtov's.
Yeah.
And you have Raylan's and Richtov's.
Yes.
That's Victor's.
Yep.
Victor's
Victor
and
You have
Victor's.
two. That's where I'm getting confused. Cool.
Oh, right. Did everybody get two?
Information, no. Richtov was handed two.
I see. I'm going to assume this one's mine.
Can I roll a retroactive perception check? Yeah. That's terrible. Information, unknown, but likely. Information, why else would you have two?
Monica will say, with complete honesty, it certainly looks like the one that was handed to you.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I really need to get a handle on this, right? And he'll put them together in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
Problems for later. Yes.
You gonna find who did this?
Yes.
Good.
Information, it wishes to find who did this.
Oh, good. Thank you. And actually looks at you, pupil, and she reaches out to touch you. Can I give you a hug?
Information. Yes, you are capable of giving it a hug. And it will stand completely like mannequin still, which is a phrase I fucking hate.
Yeah. May I do you consent to being hugged?
Information. Yes.
And she hugs you.
What a weird, bony little metal skeleton boy made of eyes I am.
Pupil.
But there is nothing but warmth coming through her.
When being hugged, it is customary and expected to return the hug in the same manner.
Oh, she doesn't want that. One of my hands is made of eyes, but I'll do it.
She's not seeing your arms because she's looking over you.
Can I query something as well? She referred to pupil as you. Was okay, cool. No, that wasn't like a
Somebody has got 6 charisma now.
Oh, he's a fancy lad.
I see.
6 charisma, you get a sense of self-ish.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah.
that's kind of it. Yeah.
Cool.
I said self-ish.
One last question, Miss. Are you given cards?
No. I'm an employee. I deal with specific cards that I have to. We have a check-in every day to see what we're okay with, what we're not okay with, kind of like the consent rules and that kind of stuff.
Yes, but I meant if you were ever given a card for yourself, if you ever.
Oh. I have the kind of light purpley one, and she kind of produces one so that you know which one she is. Hers is this one.
Oh,
Staff?
Key.
how fascinating!
There are reasons for some of the symbols.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there are reasons for all the symbols.
Penny and diamonds.
Reasons for all the symbols.
I think Pupil was actually being truthful and surprised itself a little by saying it does want to find out who did this.
I think I don't think she's capable of making the insight. She's just believing everything anyone says at the moment. So she's kind of very happy for you to help her. She stopped crying. She's still very much oof. But thank you, please.
We'll do what we can.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna go back and see Roval. I feel a bit safer with him anyway. So.
Sure thing. If you need something, then
I don't. I'm just very happy. Are you? You said that. Are you employees? You don't look like our usual group.
external contractors.
Oh, all right. So you're Talons then.
Talons?
Talons.
Do we know the term talon?
I don't think you would have any reason to. So when she sees the confusion.
What is a talon?
You came in the front?
Information. We walked through the front door, past the eye.
Jerry and Terry, they're Talons. There's a couple more running
Information.
around.
Jerry and Terry are the bodyguards.
We are not Talons.
Oh.
We are the acting maven.
Oh. All right.
Information. It is not an acting maven. Information. It is an observer.
Collectively,
Yes,
we are the acting
you
maven. We get
you
to
are.
determine-
You are a bit more than just your card, though. So.
What card did the Maven possess?
Oh. All of them.
Yeah, the Maven possessed the deck.
Yeah. He. There's a
House always
weird,
wins.
There's a weird look on her face. Oh.
What was the... With Detect Thoughts for Surface, what does that look
Very,
mean?
like...
God, I wish I had this fucking spell.
A thought of, I'm sad he's gone, and I'm remembering something very pleasant in a weird kind of why did I think about the nostalgia? But why did I think about this now? I shouldn't be thinking about this now. This is a weird thing for a thought, but I've thought about it now because they've brought it up in a weird, specific way. And oh no, back up. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Do you need anything? I can show you where Dungeon Room 1 is if you want, and then I'll come back down.
Information. Yes.
Okay. Now?
Give me just one moment, and Which one am I? I am going to go into this store just on the very end.
You
I
find
will
it,
not
it's
fit
slightly
it.
larger than the
Yeah.
other ones, but the rest it's basically the same as the one you've
Just the
already
one with the
in.
baby changing table.
It would be,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer.
Wheelchair accessible, that kind of thing.
Effectively, yeah.
Like
Actually,
if
it would
people
be.
have come up wheelchair, yeah.
It would be, yeah, it would be wheelchair accessible. This particular one, yeah.
Nice.
You also get some really. So some of the things. So the outside of things, there are ways to get down here that do not require you to use your legs, because there are people who do not have legs in this world. Everything in here is very odd from a perspective of this is a capitalist society. Everything's functioning the way it is. All the employees are treated well. They are.
The money's not the point here.
The money's not the point here, but everyone is treated. All the employees are treated exceptionally well. So there's something else weird going on, but you don't know what it is.
I appreciate this is just a horrible, horrible sentence I'm about to say.
Sure.
But I vomit up an eyeball and flush it down the loo.
down the one that's there. Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as it lands in. I need to look at the other map. Shit.
I'm going to see some horrors.
You're falling.
La plus ça change.
And in the game?
No.
There's another map
from.
for him to look at. Is the worrying thing.
No, this is one.
Do we hear
We're
it?
gonna go find it in the sewers somewhere.
As finally the water stops and you end up at the end of this pipe, a near constant stream of water descends far above from the location, splashing, pooling in the basin below. Quite frequently, a few pink bubbles also emerge, which is what's coming. There's like pink bubbles from up here, and make a small pop. Floating nearby is a small yellow rubber duck, around the neck of which is a pair of ladies' underwear. But no sign of the... Yeah, somebody's flushed some bullshit down a toilet.
All right then.
Yeah.
Does this look like it's in a sewer?
Yes. Yeah, very much
Can
so.
I get any? Does it look like? How am I trying to say this? Is the brickwork and architecture like this is a sewer in Arbor, or is this a sewer in whatever place we are now in?
This is a sewer in Arbor. You would know that for sure.
Cool. Can I get any kind of description that I could go to the playgrats who live in the sewers and ask them where it is? I've got 10 minutes to study this and
How far away from the eye can you get?
a mile.
A mile.
Is that right? Check
fine.
the expert on that.
Yeah,
Pipe works fine.
It is a mile.
But the eye has no mobility of its own, does it? It just
No.
runs.
Oh no, even better. It's 10 miles.
10
Cool
miles.
beans. So the eye continues to float down this river, effectively.
Send you off for a bird after.
I was going.
That bird will be fucking annoyed with you. Actually, the bird is not with you, oddly enough.
The bird succumbed to the poison.
No.
Bird is blind drunk.
Bird is blind drunk.
So it did succumb to the poison.
Different poison.
That old devil hooch.
The eye... Would an eye roll or float? If it floated...
I
would it-
need to send a text to a friend of mine who's the director of the Anatomy Museum at King's College London.
My guess
My guess would be float.
my guess would be float, given the
Cool.
liquid content.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll say it floats for the sake of argument. If Joe finds out it doesn't, we'll say it sinks to the bottom. So, and we'll change some things. It continues down this river for a while.
A
Passes
jar of
by.
eyeballs has got eyes all through the liquid.
Your eye doesn't have dark vision, though. Correct.
No.
So once it gets down past that initial kind of room where there was some light, it just goes into pitch blackness. And occasionally you'll see flashes of light from... There's one point where you see flashes of light. As you go down a corner, a walkway... God, these are named badly because I didn't think about this specifically. Oh, I did, but not in this particular way. Blah, blah, blah. That's not that.
Hey, we finally found something Brad hasn't thought of.
Yeah, but I do want
And
to,
all it took was flushing my eyes down the
yeah,
toilet.
but I do want to point out that he did have a prepared description that in the event that something was flushed down the loo.
Well, no, I think he's assuming that we would go into the sewers at some point looking for this key.
Yeah.
I think that's where the
So-
descriptions come from. We're just getting there a bit early.
I'm trying to map the... Okay. As it travels through, most of the time you are in absolute darkness and you don't see a damn thing. You can't hear anything either. It's only a sight.
They sink.
What?
They sink.
Oh, so you're hearing as well. Oh, they sink. Oh,
I
they
will
sink.
sink in water.
Not
S-I-N-K.
S-Y-N-K. Okay, but you can only see.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think you can see and hear through the eye though, through the eerie token at least.
Oh, you can see in
See
here.
and hear.
Okay, cool. So the... Oh, that's really weird with an eye with ears. It's using them as fins. So it floats down, and eventually it kind of comes to a stop.
No, just unpleasant.
And
That's me.
it's in a kind of a chamber. You can kind of feel like you don't have a sense of like you have a sense of like how big a room is based on your hearing. You hear the sound of a cat, and then it's gone.
So my goal's going to come in handy.
Might do. But the eye doesn't seem to be moving, and it's in a room with nothing. Nothing else. Not. You just hear the cat, but you don't see it. Obviously, because you have no dark vision, you can't see anything anywhere. It could be right next to you. It could not be, or it could be coming through the pipes.
Does he detect any magic?
Yes, because you can detect magic through it.
I believe because I have been handed the thing that the lens. I can also see ethereal.
You see. So there's a point when you were going through where it was dark. If you can see into the ethereal plane, what you would see is disembodied limbs floating around briefly, and then you would have passed by that.
Disembodied limbs.
Just like a not like a hand.
Discorporated.
Like
or
imagine like that much, and then just like that bit is floating in the air and moving as if like attached to something else, but you can just see because you can see the ethereal plane.
not like Richtov has happened to someone. Dismembered limbs.
No, like it should be
The only
there
part of their body that is visible is in the ethereal.
because he can't see in darkness.
Yeah. I knew I should have gone to that clock dock for eyes, but what would he have done?
I don't know. Been very confused, probably.
Yeah.
No. I think not today. That feels like playing with God.
When I level up, I'm taking bloody shadow touch, and I'm getting 120 feet of dark vision.
That's fair. Cool. So yeah, that's what you find and see, and eventually the eerie token kind of runs out and back into your...
I will be narrating this as I go along. Everything
She
that
can
I can
be
see
leading
to.
you along as well to get you to the right
Yeah.
spot. So if you guys wanted to go to where this guy is, sure, we'll take you there directly. We will grab the player token. Come on, Saw. And we will take you up to... I've got to find him. There he is. Boop. So if you... Yeah, there you are. Cool. Rooms. Oh. That reminds me. So, as you pass by all of these rooms, you do notice a number of things. There are little pamphlets that are on every single one. I think you pass by a number of them. But I don't know if you pass by all of them. Actually, I'll pass them all out because that would be easier.
Are they the same, or are they...
They're every different.
Oh boy. I'm just
Oh,
gonna split
they're
the
white
stack
clean as
and
well.
then-
Oh god.
Not that bad.
Oh god, some of these are stuck together.
That's more of the context. They're not like each one of these is like on
Is
the
on a
front, it's like
particular,
You are particularly looking at Dungeon Room 1, but
this one.
you also pass by the Office, Hot Water Room 1, the Pink Room, and Traditional Room 1. Yeah, because if you're going that way. Oh, and Traditional Room. Do you care if that's Traditional Room 2? Is that Traditional
Please.
Room 2? Which one are you?
Sturdy chandelier for swinging.
Fairy
See
Tale
the other
Room.
one.
Is that the adventure room or something?
Fairy Tale Room.
Now, when you say multiple switches, is that like a button that goes back and forth?
Or a person that goes back and forth.
Which one? Which one are you looking at? Oh, that's like the other kind of switch.
Yeah, you didn't say which one was the first one.
So, a switch in the context
Or BDSM or
yeah,
buttons?
like a hitting switch.
Oh, Kane, a third type of switch.
Oh.
Yeah, third type of switch. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. My mind didn't go there.
No. It's a different thing.
Are they the same or are they different?
They are different.
Okay.
Yeah. That one is.
Oh, this room has a hooker in it. Spelled Hookah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was fishing.
So,
Would you care to
Yeah, although I think the pink room, although that could be many.
Dungeon Room 1.
Under Room 1.
Yeah.
That's where it is. And it even tells you if they're occupied, I think. If I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
I
the one that
believe
Mike
I'm
just
right
held
in saying
says
none of them match
pleasure
this,
in progress. Yeah.
No.
which really
Irritates.
gets
Is that
at
your
people
one?
because there's no room that he can go to. He can go
Specifically
to.
go to.
Nice.
satisfy that?
Yeah. None of the rooms specifically, because of the nature
Yeah,
of
I
that
know,
specific
I know.
card, it's. Yeah. They cater to all types.
Oh no. The office room with a memorable teacher.
Soundproof for your enjoyment.
They're all soundproofed for everyone's enjoyment. Let's be honest here.
Sorry. So personal choice of music and sturdy chandelier for sweetie. It's just people who want to be in a Sia music video.
Honestly, everyone's got their own things. We don't kink shame here. So anyways, Dungeon Room 1. So you are led all the way to Dungeon Room 1 as Pupil is kind of like narrating this thing. As you go by, you would notice that the pink room and the office room are both occupied. You also notice Dungeon Room 1 is still occupied. This is one right here. It does look like it's still occupied, but given what you're supposed to be doing, I don't think it'd be better if you knocked.
Yes, it's
Information. We have been told that we can. Joe can't. His brain's not working. We were told that we can boss around employees because they're all on board with what we're doing, but not clientele.
No, but we can't let the clientele know what we're doing, but we can rough them up if we need to, because they can always find more clients.
Yeah, but I think be discreet was.
But yes, we should
where
be
we're
discreet.
Was there a process in the same way that perhaps during an examination room one might knock and wait, or I don't know.
An etiquette.
Yes.
So, well, sometimes people like certain things require them to be in the rooms for an extended period of time, but occasionally we do have to come check on them. If anyone's in any real danger, the placard will flash.
Can you clarify which rooms you pass by?
You would pass by pink room, office room, traditional room 1, and fairy tale room, and the hot water room.
Okay, doesn't matter.
And Pink, Office, and Dungeon Room 1 are the ones that are occupied.
Sorry, pink office and dungeon room 1. Yes.
Can you say those? So pink. Yeah.
Fairy tale room is definitely dungeon room 1, office, traditional room 1.
That one.
Is it the hot water room or water room 1?
If we've got
Ocean room.
Oh, that's
No,
hot
not
water
hot,
room.
not ocean room, not ocean room.
No, but that's hot water room, but that's 2. So.
There's hot water room 1.
Hot water room 1.
Cool. And then pink room. Pink room is occupied.
So so we've got 4.
Where's the dungeon?
Oh, sorry. The
Where's-
5th is
where's-
dungeon room.
Where's dungeon room 1? Because I haven't actually read that one.
Oh, right there.
Just so that I can prepare.
Does it look like any of these rooms are built up on Moria?
None of these ones.
Interesting.
So, do you not?
We'll probably allow Resi to go on her way at this point.
Yeah, just one question. And apologies if I got this wrong, but from what I recall, consent was incredibly important. Are we violating that in any way by knocking on the door?
No, because there's a because you have to make sure everyone's okay and make sure that people are still okay with the consent that was implied earlier. You have to keep checking in to make sure that what you're doing is okay. And if he's been in there for a while and he hasn't come out and has actually been, oh boy, he's been in there a while, you probably should check on him anyways, and I should probably check on him. But if you're there anyways, I mean, you're part of the cage now, I guess.
Okay, very well.
Acting Maven and all that.
Very specifically, Pupil is going to turn to Raylan and look questioningly at Raylan.
By all means.
No.
Okay, no. A few moments later, you hear, can somebody help me?
Yep.
You open the door.
Yeah. I think before it was a door, you were information unknown.
As you enter the room, the first thing that catches your eye is the intricate wrought iron cage suspended from the ceiling. It sways slightly as if moved by a hidden breeze, and inside you can see the outline of a small leather-clad figure complete with ball gag, which has luckily
Fallen
Say enough to
away.
be able to go, "Someone help me."
Yeah, the walls are adorned with deep crimson tapestries embroidered with intricate designs of chains and whips. The centerpiece of the room is a massive four-poster bed, which he is hanging above. Its black satin sheets pulled taut and glistened in the dim light. To the right of the bed, there are several chains attached to the wall, ending in large steel collars. It is 10:30. I believe that is a good point to end as you come across this guy
Request.
in a very
No one
compromised
shine a
position.
black light.
Weirdly enough, this room is oddly clean at the moment.
Hang on, so it was a short figure in there.
He's kind of in the cage.
Is it this dude, though?
It is this dude, yeah.
He just looks short because his knees are up round his ears.
There's
Because it's a small cage.
There's a little bit of that, yeah. Yeah, small leather-clad figure, complete with bulk. Yeah, that's fine. Relatively small based on the compression that he's currently finds himself in.
Illuminating.
Right, all done.
Excellent.
Is it?
I mean, no. Yeah, unfortunately.
Shall we do goals?
Yeah, let's do
I'll
some
stop the
goals.
recording
Cool.
when I can find the mouse.
Does anybody have an umbrella?
Ooh.